Welcome to Permanently Geek's Watch With Us, the podcast commentary audio show on YouTube in which we watch motion picture films, and hopefully you watch them with us or against us. And
it's got to be one or the other.
It's got to be one or the other. It's black or white, folks. Speaking of black and white, the movie we're going to be watching today is Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
That was a nice transition there.
I know, right? Thank you.
That was well executed.
Yeah, it's not bad.
As segues go,
it was a 5 out of 10. It was good. Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon. We're doing this commentary shortly after we've just discovered that Vanity, the star of this film, has passed away. So we thought, sort of pay tribute, we would watch this movie and we would do a commentary and discuss it. I am Randy, your host, and sitting next to me is
Michael McFarlane,
and
I'm Dana.
So what the whole gimmick here is if you have the movie, pop it in. We have it queued up to 3 seconds in. The white horsey is just coming
just
out,
barely poking out of the left. The My Little Pony is just barely
the MLP, little MLP action for you fans out there. All right, folks, in 3, 2, 1, we're going to be pressing play, and if you have the movie synced up to 3 seconds, you can press play as well. And then we'll go in 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Boom. The movie is now playing. The horsey is
the horsey is galloping triumphantly towards us.
Oh God!
Oh my God! It's a magical horsey.
It's a Pegasus.
Oh.
No, it's magic. It's a magical horsey. Come on, Pegasus,
magical horsey.
That's not a real thing. Pegasus, come on, don't be ridiculous. Being ridiculous. There's our star.
There he is.
Yes.
That's Berry Gordy.
Yes.
That's not Berry Gordy.
That's not Berry Gordy.
What?
Berry Gordy is the, I believe, producer of this film. He is Motown Records, I want to say.
That is correct.
A very, very famous music producer, and also produced some films throughout the 80s.
If I understand properly, in part as a vehicle for new musical artists.
Yes. Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Yeah. So if he was trying to break some new artists, make a movie, toss their songs in it, see how they play, and
we did get a couple. There's at least one song off of this, the Rhythm of the Heat or whatever. Is that what it is?
You
feel the rhythm of the night or something.
Yes, that is the song.
Yeah. Sorry if you had to listen to me just singing right now. I'm not bad.
I believe the song is Rhythm of the Night.
Yeah, Rhythm of the Night, which was a single that was released at like the same weekend as this film.
By DeBarge.
Yeah.
And until I initially saw this movie, I believed fully that was a woman singing.
I'm still not entirely convinced that it was not. Yeah. But DeBarge didn't look like a woman, so, that's...
Oh my God, this movie. Folks, if you've never seen this movie, stop the commentary and watch it normally. What the fuck's wrong with you?
it absolutely deserves to be watched.
It deserves to be watched without a commentary, and then come back and watch the commentary. I love because they do a lot of visual effects in this, like that right there. No. There's like a lot of like matting in, like every once in a while you'll see him and he's got like a black line around him where they've composited him into the shot. Okay. I love those shots. And I think it's because the black line shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. That's like bad compositing. You see that a lot in the 80s. But nowadays, I look at that and I'm like, that's really cool looking. It like kind of looks surreal and brings you into there's something sort of supernatural going on with the movie.
Which without spoiling too much, come the final act, it will make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Which spoilers. Come on. You should have already seen this. If you listened to me earlier.
If you listened, you already paused it, watched the whole thing, and now you're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
He has just
been a good couple of hours,
chopped 2 arrows in half.
Which he did. He actually did, I believe, on set.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Did he actually grab that one?
I believe so.
No.
Yes. They're not fired very fast.
No, it's true. It's true. It's possible to fire an arrow where it goes at a pretty reasonable pace.
I believe he did
the physics that I'm not understanding, though, would be how you could chop it in half midair.
It took 2 hours to get the stunt right.
Oh my God.
But he did do it.
Just verified that it took 2 hours to get the stunt correct on that, but it actually was done.
It was actually legitimately done.
I wonder if the arrows might have been weakened slightly.
Probably. They might have been hollowed or something to sort of slow
something that's
down.
a little bit easier to break.
But
see, I would think that would be worse, because when you would make impact with the arrow, you would just hit it away if it was too light.
That's true.
That's true.
It has to have some resistance to be able to break.
I feel like we need to conduct some experiments in the near future.
We totally should.
Who wants to be the one who has the arrows pointed at them, who has to try to chop and grab?
Alex.
Yes, excellent.
Alex of Play It Smash It fame. If you have not listened or watched Play It Smash It,
I agree with that nomination.
It's a good show.
Democracy in action, folks.
Oh, nice, you gotta have the glow. The
glow.
You've got the glow.
That was not one of the songs that Berry Gordy tried to push with this film.
Though Dana over here used to play roller derby, and one of the roller derby girls was a big fan of the fact that I threw the glow into the music playlist, because I was DJ at roller derby for a while, and I threw the glow into the music playlist.
Heck yeah.
She was like, she came up to me and she was like, "Is this the glow? Are you playing the glow right now? That's awesome. Have you seen that movie? That movie's fantastic, because The Last Dragon is fantastic." Bruce Lee, right? I wish there was like a whole series of these movies. It bumps me out that they only did one. But you know what? You can't, magic only happens one time.
We should make sequels of them at Permanently Geek. Unofficial sequels.
Unofficial sequels to The Last Dragon.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like it could be offensive, because we're all white.
Yeah.
Just to let you out there in internet land know, because you're just listening to this, I am white. My name's Randy and I'm white. Michael?
My name's Michael and I'm white.
Yeah, you guys, we can make friends.
Dana?
That's true.
Yeah, I'm white.
Okay. See, we're all white. Some dumb guy.
Gotta go find some dumb guy.
Gotta go find some dumb guy. He doesn't figure it out right away that it's some dumb guy.
Well,
some dumb guy.
Never said he was the brightest bean in the hole.
The brightest bean in the hole?
I was wondering if you were going to pick up on that. He's not the greenest bulb in the box.
Bravo.
I was hoping that would get caught. If not by you, at least by someone on the internet.
The internet is good about telling you how stupid you are.
Internet, go. Right as he said go.
Yeah, I thought you were reading it.
No.
Well timed.
Just happened to have a little bit of a synchronicity there for you folks at home who prescribe to synchronicity.
It's my favorite magazine. I get it bi-monthly. Synchronicity magazine.
That should be a magazine. That'd be fun.
Synchronicity magazine.
All the weird things that happen, synchronously this month, all in one place.
All in one place. Be amazed. I love the shot because it's very like Enter the Dragon style, like the far away distance sort of zoom in and
the glow.
So he's been training. Those are dogs. They're just dogs.
just hanging out.
Just random
they're
shot
not,
of dogs.
They're
it's
not
probably like
dogs.
The producer's dogs or something.
Like I want my dogs in the movie. They're beautiful. People love my dogs.
It's got such strange it's such a strange style to it. I like it. And it's crazy. This movie's crazy. It takes place in like this hyper world, which is probably one of the things that has given it lasting power. Because if it was just like a normal movie, I think people would be like, this movie's stupid. Mm-hmm. But because it's so ridiculous and so blown out and so it's like fantasy reality and it's crazy. This really was a thing. I don't know whether it was around this. It was probably earlier 80s or late 70s. But several years after Bruce Lee died, there was like a Bruce Lee exploitation revival, and they would bring all the Bruce Lee movies back to theaters. And this was, according to trivia, was actually inspired by one of the producers, I believe, going to a screening and seeing the theater just go insane for this movie that was like 10 years old. Huh. And, this is a big inspiration. Right down to the whole like breakdancing in the aisle and just like people being nuts and just like just the sort of crazy young people being crazy young people.
Like they do,
yes.
So I kind of like to imagine
boombox
that this movie lives in the same like universe as Big Trouble in Little China.
I agree.
Just on the opposite coast.
That guy is in Big Trouble in Little China. The guy who just jumped on the boombox.
Oh, really?
That's the guy who works at the restaurant.
Huh.
I think he's like friends with Jack or something like that. But yeah, it's not like the main guy that like goes with Kurt Russell, but
right.
But like the other guy that works there.
So many amazing things are happening right now.
Everybody, this is like cosplay central. I would love to cosplay sho'nuff.
I was about to say I'm really disappointed that I've never seen a group cosplay of the Last Dragon sho'nuff. Crew.
We could practically put that costume together. We have a leopard blanket, which is close enough.
Huh? I'm looking at it right now.
Get a wig, and those glasses are probably, you could probably buy those and then put the
oh yeah, you can find those glasses
Japanese flag
easily.
In the middle of it. Yeah. A chain. I got a chain like that.
Those are like Kanye glasses nowadays.
Yeah. I don't want to be like shirtless though. You know, I know. I got a few pounds to shed. I just don't feel self-conscious about my bikini body. This is Show's Row. sho'nuff likes to sit in the front row.
Which is actually not usually the best place to watch a movie.
No.
Let's be honest. I feel like it's more of a power play than anything.
Yeah. I like IMAX sitting fairly close, so like my entire field of vision is surrounded by it. But
usually the second or third row
is
good.
I guess he is kind of in the second or third row, but Bruce Leroy's in the front.
Bruce Leroy.
It looks like there's a little more space between the screen and the seats in this theater too.
That's true. That's true.
None of this is relevant.
That's the only guy who stands between show and total supremacy. I don't really understand why he came to that conclusion.
Yeah, they haven't really given that much background as far as his reputation in the neighborhood.
What is it? I mean, like, what does it take to become the Shogun of Harlem? Like, is there a real Shogun of Harlem? Like, is right now, if we were to go to Harlem and ask to meet the Shogun of Harlem,
would a dude in some awesome shoulder pads roll out
and just be like, "My name is sho'nuff"? I'm like, oh my god, this is a real thing. This is a legitimate thing. I did not know. I did not know that. Catching bullets with his teeth.
So if we're getting technical, a shogun was a hereditary military dictator. So if Harlem was a militarily controlled area, then I suppose that this shogun could have passed down the shogunness to
the
Skinny Lizards. That's a great band name.
Skinny Lizards.
Skinny Lizards.
The Skinny Lizard also sounds like a good bar.
Yeah.
The Skinny Lizard. Try our pineapple pina colada. It's good. The shogun.
It's probably a little too close to the Winking Lizard.
I want to see. We should do what we should do is the Last Dragon Zero, where we explain how the Shogun of Harlem came to be the Shogun.
A little prequel to the Last Dragon. Yeah,
explain who was there before, who trained him.
Well, obviously it's
passed down.
Yeah, it's passed down from down the bloodline. Yeah. So obviously his father was former Shogun.
I'm pretty sure that guy's
Papa Show.
Papa Show.
Papa Show. Papa Show.
Papa Nuff.
Papa Nuff. Hello, Papa Nuff. I'm looking to see if that guy who just got beat up is the guy from Big Trouble in Little China. I'm pretty sure he is, but he may not have a picture.
Gotcha.
Yes, folks. Also, I must point out that the William H. Macy appears in this film.
Yes, he does. And it's disconcerting when it happens because since it's William H. Macy, your mind wants to assume that he's going to be a major character. And you're going to see more of him, and you don't.
You don't. There's he gets like one line.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
He's not in the movie after that. Good for him, though. All right, Donald Lee's the guy who I'm thinking of. Let's see if he's actually was that guy, though. He might not have been. He was not. Oh.
That's disappointing.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, maybe it
was
I thought
it was the same guy.
It was his cousin on the West Coast. Just looked like him.
Yeah. Might have been. That guy's name is Donald Lee, the guy who I was thinking of.
Aha.
You wimp.
Those are harsh words.
Now we cut to what is, without a doubt, the most superfluous plot in the movie history.
Yes. This is the part of the film that
should have been cut.
Yeah, kind of. Which
it's funny. It's interesting and weird.
And
like everything about it, as we're seeing right now, this girl's everything about her costume is amazing.
So I feel like there were two reasons for this subplot existing. One, it was Berry Gordy's poking at the kind of Cyndi Lauper pop that was happening, like the white girl pop music, because he was Motown. It was different kind of demographic that
Cyndi
he was pushing.
Lauper, sort of Madonna style, like
Exactly. But the other thing is, if one of the subplots is somebody who wants to become a star in music, it gives you a lot of excuses to have music in the film.
Yeah. It works to make the movie what it is, campy and sort of a cult hit. It doesn't completely work as
a story
because it totally unravels by the finale.
Oh yeah.
It completely loses control. Like they didn't know whether because the Shogun of Harlem is a better villain. It's because he steals the show. The second he is on screen, you're like, you want to see more of the Shogun of Harlem. This guy, I could do with 20 minutes of their footage cut.
Right.
I think 10 minutes of it would have been great.
So while we're at this point in the movie, just sort of lock in your mind the kind of character he is. He's kind of a hard-ass, like, little bit underworld businessman who wants his girlfriend to become a pop star. Yeah. So that's where he starts out. So just as your reference point of who he is now in the film.
Yeah. DeBarge.
There it is.
DeBarge has come on the scene. And
these dance shows were so popular throughout the 80s. My sister was like addicted to them.
Really?
Yeah, I remember having to watch many of these and just finding them so annoying. I'm like, why do you want to watch people dance? I don't really understand the point of it. So yeah, they were a thing. They're not really a thing anymore.
Well, now we have Dancing with the Stars.
Now
it just evolved.
It just evolved for that demographic.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really known that it was a thing other than like Soul Train.
Yeah,
like that was the only instance of it that I was aware of. So that's really interesting.
I like MTV, and I feel like one of the network shows like had a dance show that was on like in the afternoon, like after school or something, and played for like an hour or so. Because I remember having to fight to play Nintendo.
I remember sometime in like 2006 or 2007, there was a show called Pants Off, Dance Off on TV where it was just ordinary people that would like talk about whatever they felt like while they were taking their clothes off. You ever watch that show?
No.
Maybe that was just me.
I've heard the term. I did not know it was a show.
There was an actual show called Pants Off, Dance Off that may or may not have been DVR'd by my roommates and I at that time.
Yes.
I will neither confirm nor deny that Pants Off, Dance Off was DVR'd.
This is a really good music video. Rhythm of the Night. Can you be the rhythm of the night?
Again, no idea that was a man singing.
No. I've seen this movie multiple times and I never really put it together.
Wow, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. It was on Fuse TV and it ran from 2006 to 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pants Off, Dance Off.
Yeah, Pants Off, Dance Off.
Ooh, this is fun to just watch the extras. There's William H. Macy.
William
H. Macy. You'll never see him in that jacket in a movie again.
It's so good.
It is
I
a
want
good
that
jacket.
jacket.
I hope it's still in his closet.
I hope William H. Macy wears it during sex.
Oh.
There he is with Vanity. He gets to his one scene is with Vanity.
We haven't mentioned part of the impetus to do this commentary is that Vanity recently.
I mentioned it at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I apparently wasn't paying attention.
You were.
I was ignoring you completely.
Well,
Michael
this is
was over in
Vanity
the corner.
that we spoke of
snorting
earlier.
coke.
Yes, this
getting high.
like I do.
Yeah.
But this is the Vanity we spoke of that passed away recently.
Only 57 years old.
She's only 57 years old. She died of cancer or
Let me
or liver, some sort of maybe liver issue or something. She was ill. It's very sad. But Michael and I had actually watched this film not very long ago, just about a month ago, and had already said, well, yeah, we're going to do a commentary for this
yeah.
at some point, but Vanity then passed away and your alarm went off. Vanity passed away and we thought, well, that's as good as time as any to pay tribute to this awesome movie that we love, and Vanity, who delivers a fine performance in this movie and is just kind of awesome. She's cool.
As she descends from the ceiling.
And is dancing and looks fine. Is wearing a very 80s outfit with very 80s hair. Is dancing very 80s.
There is nothing about her which is not 80s.
She is 1984. That's 1984. Right there.
Now we're actually watching without the sound on. We're watching it subtitled so that we don't get any audio bleed.
Yeah.
I recall this being a rather unusual song, and was not surprised that this didn't become one of the hits from the film. But watching her dancing without the music is just phenomenal.
So folks, if you're watching with audio, mute it really quick and just watch her dance to the scene because it's hilarious.
Because really, I don't know why these aren't GIFs that are getting passed around the internet as reaction GIFs. Because seriously, that woman can emote.
This movie feels a lot like a spiritual ancestor of a film from, I want to say a few years earlier. I'm going to look it up really quickly. Called The Apple, which 1980. There's a movie called The Apple. Folks who haven't seen that, this is very similar in a lot of ways in that it's very campy, very extreme, very crazy. Sort of feels like it almost takes place in a weird sort of like side version of the 80s where everything is, I think in that movie it's supposed to be 1996, but it's so over the top late 70s early 80s motifs and crazy styles and stuff. It's just hilarious. But it feels like a good companion to this movie. I sadly there isn't an HD copy of it. I'm hoping and praying that the people who own the rights, I believe MGM owns the rights to it, that like Shout Factory or Scream Factory puts out a release at some point. This film is put out by Sony, who recently put out a Blu-ray of it like just a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Much deserved.
Yeah. I actually, after we watched it and you went home, I watched like all the bonus features. Yeah, because I love it. That kid's awesome. That's Bruce Leroy's brother, I believe, in the movie. Yeah, this is so weird to watch without sound. I'm annoyed that there aren't subtitles for the music. I would unmute it, but I feel like we'd get a copyright tag.
Yeah.
So, she just did little jazz hands. Everybody's like, we're dancing. This is probably how it feels there because, sometimes like there's probably music playing when she sings so she can keep along. But with the extras who are over there bopping away, there may not be any music playing.
Yep.
So they may just be like, we don't really know what we're dancing to. Thanks. Because that, who knows when they shot those scenes. They might have shot them.
And I like how the dancers in this scene compared to like earlier in the show where they were all in sync. These dancers are literally just doing whatever the hell they feel like.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing choreographed. It's just be slightly less weird than she's being.
Yeah.
So you don't distract from our star.
I would love to have a control room that looks like the control room of Vanity's music show.
So it's taken me this long to find the cause of death. A family member said the death was from complications over long-standing kidney issues.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Rest in peace, Vanity. You were fantastic in this movie and a charm. And I hope you are well wherever you are, wherever the universe has sent you.
So one of the things that I find really interesting about this film is the sort of racial ethnic stereotype crossovers that they're doing, and the way they play those against each other. So my recollection is that one of the director's goals was to have it be a very ethnically diverse film, and have good guys and bad guys on both sides of things. But also with that, you have some really interesting contrasts where you have Bruce Leroy, who is the black kid who acts very oddly Asian, is what they're going for. And then you have all of the Asians that are making fun of him for they are acting, quote unquote, acting black and making fun of Bruce Leroy for acting Asian.
Yeah, they're basically Asian guys making fun of him for being stereotypically Asian, while being stereotypically black all at the same time. It's really strange, but like it's one of the things that makes it fantastic. It's something that I can guarantee you when it came out, critics were probably like, this is stupid. But now you look at it and you're like, that was actually really clever and it was original. It was a fun idea to play on stereotypes and to sort of, you know, smash the roof on them, you know, so to speak, you know, break the glass ceiling. And he resorts to violence really quickly, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
he seems murderous. God, I'm scared of him.
For someone that later on in the movie you're gonna hear talking about how, you know, violence is the last resort and you hope you never have to use it. He went there really quickly.
He went there
in this
fast.
scene. Yeah.
I mean, you know, she was about to get raped, murdered, who knows what. I bet because the window was down there. I bet they wanted to throw him through the glass, but probably the car they probably rented this car. The company was like, you can't break the glass.
Did any of those people have guns?
No, in this world, like very few people have guns.
One of them had like a switchblade. I think that was about it.
He West Side Storied him.
Yes. Excellent.
I cut you. I love how she was.
Did not harm me.
I love how she was like really into him when she saw him. Mm-hmm. Like what about him had her being like, yeah, I'm into that look. I'm into the, you know, looks like he's wearing like a I don't know what you would call that, like a gi. Is that
yeah, kind of. It's not exactly a gi, but it's, you know, it's sort of like Asian dress.
Yeah. My ignorance
clothes.
is showing through because I have no idea what it is called. He's wearing his sort of his Bruce Lee inspired outfit with his like Raiden style hat, and she's just like, yeah, get me some of that.
Confidence. I mean, you gotta have a lot of it to walk around like that, standing out from everyone else in such a obvious way.
That's a solid point.
And just not giving a fuck.
You know what it is that outfit he's wearing is very tight, and she could see that he had like a 2-foot long wang.
That too.
Though let's be honest, if you're going into the world, the sordid world of the pickup artist, wearing an outfit like that would be referred to as peacocking.
Yeah, he's peacocking hard.
Yeah, he's peacocking the hell out of it by walking around. You know.
And she seems like somebody who's drawn to that. I like in this fight he drops the most important thing that was given to him by his master.
Whoopsie.
And, you know, doesn't seem to notice at all.
Doesn't seem to notice it's gone.
And it's not like it's a lightweight thing. Like that thing has to make a pretty solid
and he was just looking at the sidewalk to find her stuff. He didn't see this giant gold thing on the ground.
Maybe, you know what? If he's a pickup artist, he dropped it on purpose.
Ooh, now she has to find him
again.
That's part of his plan.
She will be obsessed with finding him.
Huh. Which she absolutely is.
She does. She becomes obsessed with it.
I see. So this whole persona that he's got going.
Of this quiet, mild-mannered. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now, see, this scene here is unnecessary.
I really wish more people knew about this film and these characters, because I think I could wear the outfit that she's wearing now to a Comic-Con and no one would know. No one would have any idea.
No, there'd be one person there who would know it.
It has a lot of work for that one person.
But it's so worth it when they're like, Berry Gordy's the last dragon, and you're like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he came back. See, this scene should have been cut. That way you can imply he did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
He seems more clever then. Slightly deceptive, but clever.
I will say, I did have a friend that I haven't seen for a while share a picture of sho'nuff yesterday on his Facebook page. That's
awesome.
So we are not the only ones out there. I know at least one other person
making a comeback
that might.
This guy in the front looks like Oscar Isaac with the brown jacket on. I'm not gonna lie, like 80s Oscar Isaac. Of course, they're not gonna show him.
Nope. Cut back, please.
Please cut back. I can't rewind. So there he is.
Oh,
see?
Yeah.
You see it? It's the eyes.
And the jacket.
It's the brooding eyes and the jacket that looks like the jacket from Star Wars, The Force Awakens. I'm the bad guy. See right there? Look at that.
Okay.
He's got that sort of brooding, dark, mysterious.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what these kind of outfits are called.
I don't know what they're called. Maybe just I don't know. Here he's wearing a very Bruce Lee inspired from Game of Death. This is probably the most famous Bruce Lee outfit in any of the movies, and that's really funny because he's barely in the movie that it's from, which is Game of Death. He died before finishing the film. It was picked up and finished using a double as Bruce Lee, and only the finale of the film, which is about 15 minutes long, features Bruce Lee. The rest of the movie is either recycled footage, the double, or in one or two instances, like a cardboard cutout that they pretended was Bruce Lee. Which is the second time a cardboard cutout has been used for a Lee person, as Brandon Lee, a cardboard cutout of Brandon Lee in the window when in The Crow, when he first becomes the Crow. That one shot you see of him looking out the window as it's raining outside and it's lightning and thundering and
cardboard.
Zooming away. It's cardboard cutout. It's actually not him. It's from a publicity still. Fun fact on that one. But this movie Game of Death was not finished at the time Bruce Lee stopped shooting Game of Death to shoot Enter the Dragon, and then came back and was shooting shooting Game of Death and died before he got a chance.
These, however, are not cardboard cutouts that just walked in the room.
These are not cardboard cutouts. This is Sho'nuff's gang.
Look at his belt.
Isn't it the greatest belt ever?
Oh my god.
It's a leopard belt, and the cat's tongue is sticking out, which is even better.
Oh, I need it.
I
bet I could make that.
You could probably make that.
I could make that.
You could make that. You still looking up what it is?
Maybe
I'm looking up what you call a kung fu outfit, which, from what I'm seeing, is there's not a commonly used term, at least in English, to refer to it. Like we call a karate or jiu-jitsu or aikido outfit a gi.
Yeah.
But there isn't a commonly used name for the kung fu outfits, which is what they're wearing. The best way to find them is Google kung fu suit, and you'll find
kung fu suit.
So folks out there in internet land, if you know the answer to that question, if it is gi or whatever, smash our ignorance and let us know.
Yes, please do. Well, I believe gi is a Japanese term, and these are kung fu would be the more Chinese term for it. So
yeah, our friend who does jiu-jitsu, she says she wears a gi.
Yes, yeah. And I study aikido, and I wear a gi for that as well.
Yeah. Bruce Lee, right? He's got to kiss his Converse, which is just that needs to be, yeah.
Kiss my
Converse. This was one of those movies, I saw it as a kid and just absolutely loved it. One of those movies that just like stayed with you. I probably saw this movie when I was 5 or 6 years old for the first time, and just it stays with you because it's so crazy. And really, this is probably one of the first martial arts movies I ever saw. Maybe even before The Karate Kid. I may have watched The Karate Kid because I liked this movie.
Smelly breathed sucker. God, yeah. I love the insults in this film.
Oh, they're great.
Well,
they're very PG-13.
Going back to earlier, what we were talking about, a sho'nuff called Bruce Leroy Coolie. So, an insult for an Asian person being thrown at the black kung fu practitioner.
Wow. This was one of those movies that I think I mentioned to you when we watched it last time, that there's two movies that I sort of melded together. I believe one of them is No Retreat, No Surrender, I believe is what it's called. It has Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it's like the first movie that Jean-Claude Van Damme is like in.
I'm not familiar.
And it's not a very good movie. 1986. It's a 1986 film, and it's a Bruce Lee fan is trained by the ghost of Bruce Lee. It's super Bruce Lee exploitative, but it's funny because oftentimes that movie would play right before this one. Like they would do them back to back on like Cinemax or HBO or whatever, and so I'd catch the beginning of No Retreat, No Surrender, and then I would somehow, I'm a little 5-year-old or whatever, so I'd go off and play, and then I would come back and I'd turn the TV on and assume the same movie is playing, and I'd catch like the end of this movie, and I would be very confused, but like it still all kind of worked because there was all this Bruce Lee stuff. And when I first bought this movie on DVD, I purchased it thinking it was the other movie, and being happy to find out, it's this movie. I didn't know the title of this movie. So it's really cool. No retreat, or what is it? No retreat, no surrender. I think that's what it's called. No retreat, no surrender is absolutely terrible. I caught it a couple years ago, and it is not good. It's the fight at the end is pretty cool, and like it's goofy on like a holy shit, this is insane. I actually gift a bunch of scenes from No Retreat, No Surrender that had gained some notoriety. There was a scene in No Retreat, No Surrender where a man is he's training to fight Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he is laying across two like pull-up bars, so his body is sort of planking, and his head is resting on one bar, and his feet are resting on another, and then there's just his body in between. So he's like he's essentially between two bars, and he is doing sort of like he's like pelvis thrusting. So he is pushing his body down, his butt down to the ground, and then thrusting it up. Okay. So you have an image here of him doing that, right?
Right.
Now imagine a jerry curled, effeminate black man sitting on his crotch, licking an ice cream cone.
Oh, okay.
Whilst he thrusts up. So it looks like he's fucking the man.
That is fascinating. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Yeah.
You have certainly painted a picture, sir.
I'm going to see if I can find that GIF online, and I will post it in the description of this video. So if you're interested in seeing that.
Meanwhile, we've been introduced to
Rudy.
the family.
Yes.
The little brother is probably one of my favorite characters in this film.
Oh, absolutely.
He's amazing.
Fantastic.
And little Rudy Huxtable is the baby sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is like a 40-year-old trapped in this 12-year-old body here.
This kid is the best actor in the movie, without a doubt.
He gives zero fucks.
He gives zero fucks in his.
I feel like
fantastic.
he's just playing himself.
Yeah. This was another thing that they were bucking here. This trend is that he's a black pizza owner in Harlem. Mm-hmm. Making Italian food was a very intentional thing that they did.
So an interesting piece of trivia
like
for
the
you.
best.
Leo O'Brien, who plays the younger brother, is in real life he was the brother of Master G, who was one of the Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh.
So that is the brother of one of the originators of hip hop, or at least one of the people to break it mainstream.
Wow.
Yeah.
So whole family is sassy.
Indeed.
That's incredible. I'll have to locate my GIF, but Michael, there's the scene in question.
Wow. Yes, that's quite something.
The funniest part about the scene, this little GIF that I have from No Retreat, No Surrender, is actually if you look down, click on the link in the description below, and the best part is the girl standing in the background. It's like a Chinese ghost girl who's like in the background of this
Just
image.
watching.
Just
I
watching.
know what you're talking
Just
about.
watching.
Just watching is terrifying. There's a funny misspell somewhere here. If I remember correctly, someone spelled there's one of the signs has something spelled. So keep an eye out for that.
I can't pay attention.
I think
to
it's something
anything
like
but now.
just what the doctor ordered or something, and doctor is spelled wrong.
Huh.
I think it's DOCER in here. Or DOCTER. Look at that kid. He's amazing. That boombox. We discussed this. That boombox looks like it has no weight to it. It looks hollow.
It's
Yeah,
definitely hollowed out.
They took all the innards out of it because.
Probably because it was really heavy.
Oh yeah. Those things were beefy.
Because that thing, particularly this way, because it's loaded with like, I'm gonna guess that sucker takes D volt batteries. Those like big ass batteries. Because everything in the 80s took those big ass batteries.
Absolutely.
That and like the 9-volt battery. Batteries that have gone away. They still sell them, but very rare. God, look how fly he is. It looks like he's wearing colored Band-Aids on his shirt. It's amazing. I love it. This movie.
Shrimp fried rice head.
Oh yeah, everybody. There's so much like kind of racism in this movie, but like it's all thrown around in weird ways. So it's sort of
almost none of it is pointed at a person of the race the insult would normally go towards.
Yeah, which I'm sure again the critics probably said it was racist, because it was poorly reviewed. I mean, it's not only is it a bad kind of not a very good movie,
right?
You know, it's a masterpiece of cult cinema, but in terms of Oscar worthy, no. It it has its moments of cult cinema and camp brilliance, which is, I mean, this is one of those formative movies. I saw it when I was probably 5-6 years old, and this is a movie that has shaped how I watch movies, which is insane. But I mean, I love it. It's a marvelous movie. My only complaint about this movie, and it's a justifiable one, is that it is too long.
Yeah,
it is an hour and 45 minutes, and it should be like 88 minutes.
Yeah, and I think most of that could be cut out of the subplot about the Cyndi Lauper wannabe. Yeah, the
Cyndi Lauper wannabe is just there. I get it in only like 3 or 4 scenes, but she's in like a dozen scenes.
So interesting.
And she just got kidnapped.
Vanity again.
Just right there. Happens to her a lot.
With this guy standing by.
This is a weekly occurrence.
Each time.
Interesting piece of trivia. Leo O'Brien, who played his younger brother, passed away in 2012, and the autopsy was inconclusive. So there are all kinds of conspiracy theories around the internet about his death.
So the boy in this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he died in 2012.
Damn.
Man.
And
anybody else dead in this movie?
The most plausible theory that I've read about his death is that a couple years earlier he was shot 3 times, and that there might have been fragments left over that he died of complications from bullet fragments left in his body.
Holy hell!
So yeah.
Sho'nuff passed away as well.
Wow.
No.
56 years old, died in 2008.
What?
Wow.
This movie's cursed.
This is a curse. This may gain a cursed production sort of thing.
I was gonna say that's several actors in this that died before their time.
Mike Starr is still around. Now I'm looking at everybody. Oh yeah.
Oh
Ernie
yeah,
Reyes
the high
Jr.
heel roller skates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is supposed to be just terrible. Oh, this is supposed to be just awful. But I have to tell you, I am all about this music video.
Well, no, that's the thing about her music videos in this are fantastic.
They're fantastically campy and goofy.
And I really feel like the intent was to make them as absurd and laughable as possible. And they ended up like doing a whole like ridiculous Magellan and came back around to awesome.
Right.
Well, I mean, and maybe at the time it was perceived as being like jokey, but now with the the lens of history applied, it plays like the perfect encapsulation of what that's supposed to look like.
It seems like the ultimate pastiche of what music videos of that era were. It's great.
She's fantastic in this movie.
Is she alive?
She is, yes.
Okay.
This guy is too. The bodyguard is alive. The bodyguard he's got a great role. What is his name? Mike Starr. Mike Starr is a great character actor who's been around for a long time. But he has one of my favorite roles of his is from the 90s, I believe. Where is it? What is? I'm trying to confirm that it's actually him and not a different actor, because that would be disappointing. Of course, I'm not seeing it now, so it's possible. It's entirely possible I have this wrong. I have a feeling I have it wrong because I'm not seeing him. Yeah, I thought he was the guy in Jacob's Ladder, but he's not. Not Tim Robbins' character. There is another actor who looks. Yeah, Danny Aiello. Danny Aiello is the actor I was thinking of, who was in The Professional.
Gotcha.
He was the shop owner that, helped out Leon. But he was in Jacob's Ladder, and I love that movie. But this other actor He is actually most known for, Mike Starr is actually most known for Goodfellas, Ed Wood, and Dumb and Dumber.
He was also in Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
That
Uncle
classic.
Buck, which is a masterpiece. Should do a commentary on Uncle Buck at some point. I love Uncle Buck. I was a big John Candy fan when I was growing up. I used to watch John Candy movies all the time. It was a good time. I actually saw Uncle Buck. Fun and gross story about Uncle Buck. Off topic, of course, because we wouldn't have it any other way on Watch With Us. But Uncle Buck, I actually was the very first drive-in movie I saw.
Okay.
I saw it with my father, a drive-in movie. It played with Uncle Buck and Fletch Lives, the sequel to Fletch with Chevy Chase.
All right.
And we left in the middle of Fletch Lives, one, because I wasn't feeling very good, and two, because it was not a very good movie. What the problem was is my father and I had like gorged on sweets throughout Uncle Buck, because my dad was trying to give me like, the ultimate drive-in movie experience.
Well, that's cool.
And then I started to get ill, and I went home and I threw up. So for like 20 years or so, I didn't go to drive-ins because I had it was like a bad experience. Now I go to the drive-in all the time.
I was going to say that was 20 years of missing out right there.
Yeah, I know.
I love the drive-in.
I love the drive-in now. We go to the drive-in all the time, so it's a good time. I love how she just wants to do him.
Oh yeah,
she is just
like from the get-go.
She's
ready to go.
Why don't we lay on this bed over here in my bedroom without clothes on?
I mean, he has saved her life twice now in the span of like 24 hours.
That should at least give him a handy. He should get a handy from this. Belt buckle. Foreshadowing for you folks who've seen this movie. And again, I hope you've seen the movie.
I like that we didn't really get to discuss this, that the reason they kidnapped her was because they wanted her endorsement.
Yes.
I just wanted to revisit that momentarily because it is so wildly absurd.
Right. They kidnapped her because
they committed a felony so that she would say nice things about their music video. That was their big demand.
It was that wasn't gonna backfire in the slightest.
Like, haven't you heard of bribery or traditional methods of shamelessly plugging your material?
Let's be honest, it's not that different from the plot of Airheads.
Airheads is fantastic.
I love that movie.
I just watched that movie.
I love that movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
Airheads, Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
that's probably one of Adam Sandler's best movies.
No.
Well, that has the bodyguard that's played by Chris Farley, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's the part of the plot of the film is that it is Chris Farley as Officer Wilson. Mm-hmm. Part of the plot of the film is that they take over a radio station in order to get their song played on the air.
Their demo.
Are you thirsty? She just asked. Oh, so thirsty.
She has something.
So thirsty.
She has something on her body that makes liquid.
Oh. Less subtle.
I'm talking about her pussy.
I hadn't picked up on that, Randy.
Oh,
Thank you.
I was.
Thank you
was also her mouth.
Thank you for filling me in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
that she's hoping he'll
That's
be
what
filling
she
her
said.
in soon.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. No, that scene just ends. He leaves.
Yep. Gone.
Who has the more ridiculous hat in that scene? The man with the umbrella hat or Bruce Leroy? Again, who has the more ridiculous hat? Police or Bruce Leroy?
Pretty sure Bruce Leroy is winning on all counts here.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
This is the scene.
This is the greatest indication that this film was in part a vehicle for new music, because there's no other reason for this to stretch anywhere near this long to have.
This is almost the whole song, if I'm not mistaken.
And I won't lie, after seeing this movie, this song did get stuck in my head for a bit. So I'm sort of surprised this didn't become a bit of a hit. Yeah. But there's no reason whatsoever in an establishing shot that you need to show this much
2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Of, dance sequence.
I'm really tempted to make a fan edit of this film where I cut it down. I would love to just cut it down to a cool 85 minutes. So this entire subplot nowadays, because of internet, would not exist, because he would just Google it and immediately go there. Like half the film would be cut down.
Yep.
But I love how this is basically two movies. going on right now. You have one movie which is this guy trying to find who the master is while the Shogun of Harlem is threatening him with violence. And then you have a second story that is this guy protects a woman from an evil promoter.
Evil concert promoter.
Concert guy.
Yeah. That's the thing is they don't really intersect until the end.
No.
And when they finally do, it feels very strangely forced.
Yeah. You go now, chop chop. I love it.
So yeah,
so
again,
fantastic.
more of the like reversal of
reverse
the insults.
racism.
Yeah.
It's great.
He has to ask if he's saying it right.
Yeah. I like he's just saying Auf Wiedersehen, that guy. Reefer. I can find Bruce Leroy here. Oh, I like how she's on the back. She's on the TV. That's
Always
pretty amazing.
Sho'nuff's outfits keep getting better throughout the film too.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Let's be honest. It's football pads with some extra stuff added.
It's like felt, and it looks like they put trim, like a red trim on there.
Mm-hmm.
Red shoelaces.
Yeah, replace the normal laces with red shoelaces for style, for flavor.
I wonder, like, when he gets up in the morning, is he like, he like opens his closet and there's just like a whole bunch of crazy outfits.
Everything has shoulder pads though. All with shoulder pads.
All his shoulder pads.
If I can figure out how to make this belt, I should sell it on Permanently Geek.
Yeah.
If you'd be interested in a custom sho'nuff belt, please leave a note in the comments.
Yeah. If you don't leave a note in the comments, we'll be very sad. Hopefully you're still listening. Yeah, there's the doctor sign. See the ER.
Oh yeah.
I think I missed the moment where where the shot actually is of it. But yeah, it's like just what the doctor ordered or something. The doctor spelled wrong. Yep, there you go.
A slice a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah,
is what it's supposed to say.
Yeah.
It looks like
there's the whole thing.
You don't have to worry here. I mean, this is all probably covered by insurance. You just call the police.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does no one arrest sho'nuff? Like, do they not know where sho'nuff lives? Like, I'm pretty sure cops could follow sho'nuff.
their headbands look like they have the Rebel Alliance symbol on them. Not the central logo, but along the sides.
Oh, yeah, along the sides. I see it. It is. They're part of the Rebel Alliance.
Are they?
Earth Division.
Oh my.
Yeah, see, maybe the Shogun of Harlem isn't a bad guy. No, he is. He just threw the best character in the trash.
You don't throw the kid brother in the trash and call yourself a good guy.
Weight Watchers, special bean sprouts and cheese. That's what it said in the background. Again, like cops, like, do the cops not exist in this universe?
I think that's a little bit of it, is that you know, the idea of gangs running a neighborhood. It just so happens that the gang running this neighborhood are a bunch of crazy kung fu practitioners.
That's fantastic, because that's very much like a Bruce Lee movie, because the one I'm thinking of is Return of the Dragon or Way of the Dragon, depending on how you've seen the movie. Which the entire plot of Way of the Dragon is Bruce Lee comes to Rome, Italy, and to protect a Chinese restaurant from people that are coming, like a gang that's coming in and bothering the restaurant. Which is the stupidest plot when you think about it. Like, why is there a Chinese restaurant in Rome? Why is there a gang coming after the people? And why did they contact somebody and say, hey, you're going to come out here? And then he comes out and he's like, hey, I'm not fighting. Just so you know, I'm like not going to fight. And then he ends up fighting. But it's such a weird movie. It does have one of my favorite pieces of music in it. I love the theme of Return of the Dragon / Way of the Dragon. I always call it Return of the Dragon because it actually came out after the event. It was released in America after Enter the Dragon during the Bruce Blaze-tation era, and Enter the Dragon was such a big hit that they retitled it from Way of the Dragon to Return of the Dragon to imply it as a sequel, which is the first way I ever saw it. But the official title is actually Way of the Dragon, and it came out about a year or two before Enter the Dragon. That's the movie where he fights Chuck Norris.
Oh. That's important to know.
Which is hilarious because Chuck Norris has a lot of chest hair. And it's just like, It's like a monster coming off of his chest. I love it. Bruce Leroy is sad.
Oh, is he actually crying there?
He looked like he was.
Yeah.
I want to gift that and do my reaction when. My reaction when my mom tells
Because
me she loves me.
they didn't cut away from when he wasn't crying to when he was.
He was really sad. I cannot remember this actor's name. I think he's actually really good in the movie.
Yeah.
He at least in terms of physical performance, he delivers a dynamic performance. And
I mean, it's an interesting role to play. Like it's
Timac is his name.
You know, attempting to take on the mannerisms of, you know, he speaks like subtitled actors in kung fu films, which I thought was really interesting. Like the way he speaks is the way that, you know, subtitled.
Slightly stilted.
Yeah, Asian actors, not subtitled, dubbed was what I was going. Yeah, dubbed actors sound, and so it's a really interesting interpretation of the role of like, okay, so you're this inner city black kid that speaks like dubbed Asian films.
Yeah, outside of Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee's movies, Bruce Lee always has a really deep voice in his dubs. They're hilarious. Because like Bruce Lee had a deep voice, but it's not like crazy deep. You know, his is more of a baritone. It's like kind of like my voice.
Right.
But whenever you see, you know, Bruce Lee, he's like in like Way of the Dragon, he's like, "Hello, I'm Bruce Lee. How are you?" And you're like, that's not your voice. That's not even close to your voice. That doesn't even sound like someone of your size and stature could make that sound.
Someone to guard my body.
Yeah.
She's laying it on thick.
She wants to sit on his face.
Man, he's got the aloof thing down. She offered twice to just go, I can come back another time, and he just dead stared her. Didn't say anything, and she...
You sure look like a master to me. Ooh, a little biting her lip like Finn from The Force Awakens. Finn and Poe, or rather Poe Dameron from The Force Awakens. He's like,
Are you shipping those two? Is that what you're
you
doing?
look good in that jacket. That jacket is nice. Poe Dameron bites his lip in that movie. He does. When he sees Finn in the jacket, he goes, He does like a, and then he bites his lip.
Well,
which has caused you know...
I was going to say I'll have to watch that again. Let's be honest, I was going to watch The Force Awakens at least, 24 more times over the course of my life.
I believe on April 3rd, when the film comes out, we'll be doing an audio commentary. We'll be putting it out like probably that day. I said I cannot help you. Yeah, he delivers a great performance. I would love to...
All that yoga.
I would love to see what he would do. Like, if I ever get to make a movie, I would put him in a movie. Like, I would love to see what he's like now. Because I bet he'd be a fun person to put in a movie nowadays, just because there'd be some people who'd be like, that's Bruce Leroy. You'd have a small fan base that would be really pleased to see him in a movie. So this is where the two plots are going to begin to merge together.
Oh boy.
The hunting for the muscle.
All of these guys are amazing. We could do an entire movie of just
I was gonna say
like an
each,
Expendables.
Each one of these characters needs so much more backstory than they've given. But yeah, like having a villain buddy flick with this group of guys,
like
would be
Suicide
phenomenal.
Squad.
Exactly.
Kinda.
Yes.
Exactly.
Berry Gordy's Suicide Squad. I don't know what you would call it.
Oh, yes.
This music video also amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, everything about it.
Like the outfits, the headlights.
Oh, the headlights. I wish they were actually lights and not just holographic paper.
Yeah. Nowadays, they probably would be if they remade this. I hope they never remake it, though.
Even all of the
It'll be bland.
vehicle reflector hair clips and things that she's got
Perfect.
going on.
They're perfection.
Oh, it's great. It's perfect.
What's on her butt? Hot
She's
for
got
you.
she's got
Hot
a
for
license
you.
plate that says "Hot for you."
I like how, did you see he flicked her boob?
Mm-hmm.
There was another bit, the music video. If you looked in the background, she walked out wearing black sensor bars over her like breasts and her midsection. She had like black sensor bars over them, like they were
Wait.
blacked out.
What did he just give them quarters for? He said, "Here's some quarters. Go have a good time."
For the arcade, I believe he owns an arcade or something.
He's a man of many interests.
Ah.
He's a man of mystery. This character just gets Eddie Arcadian is his name, and I think he does own like an arcade or something.
Of course he does.
I was gonna say, well, with a name like that.
Yeah. This character is getting crazier. Like, he's going through some sort of like nervous breakdown as the movie goes on. By the end, he looks insane. Like, his hair is all whacked out. He looks like Dr. Wily from like the Mega Man games or something.
Oh yeah, which is again why I like made you mark in your mind like this is who he is at the beginning of the film. He's a little bit of
he just seems like kind of a bad guy.
Yeah,
like
bad
a gangster.
guy, like a little bit of a gangster who wants his girlfriend to be a pop star.
But he's not a criminal necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But he rides that fine line.
Right.
And then in the middle of the movie, he sort of becomes a criminal, and then by the end, he's a mad scientist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. He's playing pure unhinged mad scientist at the end.
But again, these scenes could be cut. They're so.
Yeah. Oh no. The evil manager wants the people he manages to be successful. Why is this a plot point?
Well, and why are we spending so much time on it?
Right.
It's
Who cares?
so long. I mean, it could be half as long as it is, and it would be better. Everybody gives a good performance in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like the performance from every person. Like that. I mean, this scene is good. Like the scene is in terms of like crazy acting, and it is exactly what it should be. Like this guy, look at him. He's insane. He looks insane. Getting by on her tits.
Oh.
I didn't know I was getting by on my tits. This feels like a remnant actually of Superman the movie. Like this, you've got your criminal mastermind, and then the ditzy girl that's like with him, which is totally what like Lex Luthor, and then that girl.
Oh yeah, it does feel like a little leftover, toss Gene
Miss
Hackman.
Tessmacher.
Sick burn.
Come on, Miss Tessmacher. That's not Miss Tessmacher though. And they've got one of those Spencer's balls.
Spencer's balls.
Spencer's balls. You know what I'm talking about.
I do
Maybe
actually.
you don't. I don't know. Sho'nuff. Look at that. His pads aren't even fitting him this time. You can tell he didn't kick that guy. This was a blast. Costume designer, whoever you were, congratulations on.
Well done.
Well done. Well done, sir or madame. Let me see. Costume designer was Robert DeMora. Robert DeMora worked on Marathon Man, Risky Business, Beaches, and Grease 2. Those are his highlights.
Well done.
Well done, Robert DeMora. Michael Schultz was the director of this film. He also directed Car Wash, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It looks like he was a director of that. Wow, that's crazy.
Sho'nuff.
So he's done some cool stuff. Louis Venasta was the writer who wrote Bird on a Wire. If anybody remembers Bird on a Wire from 1990, it's a Mel Gibson Goldie Hawn film.
Oh.
I've seen it once. That was enough. Golden Globe nominee, this one was.
Mr. Nuff. He just called him Mr. Nuff.
Mr. Nuff. Shogun Nuff, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Shogun is the title. Therefore, Nuff would be the last name. Show for short.
It got Golden Globe nomination for Rhythm of the Night.
Really?
Yeah. And it got a Razzie nomination for the song The Last Dragon And it got a Razzie for the song Vanity sings Seventh Heaven.
Which was the one that she introduced in the show and was doing all the crazy dancing to.
Yeah, yes. I believe so.
Yes.
So that's fun little piece of trivia for you folks out there in internet land. Fun little piece of trivia. Golden Globe nominated film, ladies and gentlemen. Two thumbs way down, says Roger Ebert.
Oh.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure Roger Ebert didn't like this movie. Now, he might have liked it. I could see Siskel hating this movie, though. Because Siskel hated anything that was cool. Siskel was like, is it a cult film? Nah, I hate it. I hate it. I automatically hate it. Though this has teeny boppers and nothing you would piss Roger Ebert off more than like when a movie was like pandering to teenagers. Even though it was totally... I mean, it was pandering.
Look, she's all trying to dress to impress him.
Yeah, look at her outfit. I didn't ever notice that she's wearing an outfit like his. She's trying to like match him.
She's like, I want him to think I'm cool.
I'm so sexy.
He won't pay attention to me. I don't understand.
Maybe
everyone pays attention to me.
Maybe Bruce Leroy is, maybe he's gay. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
So this is one of the most awkward conversations that's happening right here. Like, I don't know what he was attempting to get out of asking these questions.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be the master. Oh, he wants to dance. He doesn't know how to dance. My friend, he likes this girl.
I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. It's the old asking for a friend cliche.
He would have hashtagged it asking for a friend if he could have.
He could not even draw. Oh. Whoa.
And there it is.
Drop
the art of making love. Moves.
Which is like what his brother was telling him about.
I'd love to show you some moves.
Oh, God, she totally wants... Why is there just a red balloon? Is the red balloon the passenger? I'm sorry. I don't know that you noticed in the background, but the taxi behind them, there's like a red balloon, and like it looks like it's the passenger.
Huh.
Which I want to say it's the red balloon from like the French film, The Red Balloon.
Oh, yeah, it just went by.
Yep.
It just went right by.
Totally
the red balloon
happening.
is hailing a cab and like is
just hanging
taking
out.
it down through Harlem. And now, see, that looks like they haven't gutted the boombox. It looks heavy there.
Yeah, it's got some weight there.
Which I'm telling I think we assessed last time we watched this that we think this was probably like early in the production, and they realized the boombox is too heavy, and so then they gutted the boombox. I always wanted to carry. I had a boombox like that, but I never carried it anywhere. I wasn't one of those people, I guess. One of those boombox carriers.
Yeah, I had one as well, but I never wanted to spring for the batteries, so I just plugged it into the wall and used it like a stereo.
Because you'd put in 4 batteries, or like I think like mine took like 6 like C batteries or something, and it would last like an hour.
No, that's the thing is like it's like 6 D batteries for an hour of playing music.
No way.
You're like, I'm out $20.
Yeah, exactly. That's not worth it. That's my whole allowance right there. Come on, man.
She puts on a fitting song for him. I believe this is maybe the first instance of the glow.
The glow.
You got the glow. Let's give everybody a little quick sample.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. You all heard it. That's the glow with a Bruce Lee montage, which is very Bruce-ploitation here. And again, this is another scene that probably could have been cut. Did you not know that term?
I didn't know that term.
There's like probably a dozen actors who've renamed themselves to Bruce Lee, spelling it differently, like Bruce Lee, like Bruce L-I, and then Bruce, L-E-I-H, Bruce L-E-I, Bruce L-E, like this, and they all went by the name Bruce Lee, and during the Bruce-ploitation era, which was about mid 70s, late 70s, all the way up almost into the mid 80s, including this film, Bruce Lee was just you would have different actors sort of pretending to be Bruce Lee, to capitalize on the success and fame of Bruce Lee,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. It's crazy that like that was a thing. It's something you don't see anymore, really. You don't see movies you don't see that kind of thing happen anymore.
Well, nowadays, the estate of Bruce Lee would crack down on that so quickly that nothing could ever get made.
Yeah.
Interestingly, The Glow was the return. The song was the return of Willie Hutch to Motown. Willie Hutch was, he'd been out of the.
I think Glow's a great song. The Glow and Rhythm of the Night they're fantastic.
She's like, okay.
She's like, okay. Can
Look
we have
at me
sex now?
and not Bruce Lee, please.
Why are you so into
Please?
Bruce? Why are you so into Bruce Lee? I don't get it.
I got my best moves going on over here.
I'm trying.
Trying to get you to kiss me.
There it is. Nope.
His nunchuck is sticking up.
Yeah. The movie's still playing though.
It's like there's
Could
1
you
minute
just
left.
wait?
Can you just let it finish?
I just want to finish seeing.
Guys, I really love Bruce Lee. I really love him.
It's like,
I love him so much.
Oh, Bruce Lee kissed women too. I guess I can.
He also kissed them awkwardly. Yeah, twirl your head a bunch like he always does in movies. Yeah, there it is.
Ladies love that. Ladies love that. Just twist your head back and forth.
Twist your head. Just keep going. Whoa. Oh, no. The brother's going to feel betrayed. I'm going to kill my brother.
Son of a bitch.
He hires sho'nuff to kill his brother. I'd slap that sucker with a suit for alienation of affections. That's a great line.
Chalk-covered yellow peril.
Fantastic. Even this shot. This is a cool shot. Oh, this movie.
Serious case of Chop Soggy Justice.
Chop Soggy Justice band name.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good.
I love band names. Coming up with band names. This kid, earlier he had a hard time getting up. Now he just jumps right down. That was funny when he was having a hard time getting up. I don't know if that was intentionally scripted or not. It seemed like it was scripted, but it was a funny moment. Funny moment.
Can we go back and watch the part that I missed while I was making out with you?
I really did want to see that part.
Chinese Connection. It's technically a Game of Death. Is it Game of Death? Or no, it's I don't know what it is. I can't remember anymore. Chinese Connection is the
I must go.
I believe American title.
Womp womp.
Bruce Lee cock blocker.
That movie Chinese Connection was also known as Fist of Fury. That's
Fist
what it
of
was.
Fury.
There was Fists of Fury, is the very first Bruce Lee movie, but that one was actually called The Big Boss in Hong Kong. And then his follow-up was Chinese Connection, which was actually called Fist of Fury in China. So it's weird that I always kind of mess those up. If you can tell, folks, I'm a Bruce Lee fan.
Just a touch.
I'd like to see. They actually Scream Factory or Shout Factory put out a Bruce Lee set, and it kind of got a lot of negative press when it came out for not being a very good set. And I'm really bummed that we haven't gotten decent Blu-rays of the Bruce Lee films yet, because I really want to see good Blu-rays of the Bruce Lee movies because I love them. Outside of Enter the Dragon, which is on Blu-ray. No, she's getting kidnapped again.
Third time's the charm.
Get your hands off my woman.
I was gonna say after at this point you'd think she would have hired a bodyguard, but I guess she did try earlier.
She
in the
did.
Movie.
She tried to have sex with her bodyguard too.
Well,
He's like, we don't care.
He's like, I have better things to do. Sorry.
This is craps, man.
I do really love
Pay
this.
up, blood. That's just so ridiculous.
I
oh my God, he's trying to be black. It's amazing.
Hey, my man, what it look like? The sunglasses are great, too.
Oh, it's so perfect. It's great. Because you kind of believe that he's not any good at it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the sunglasses that like older ladies wear to make sure no sun comes in on the sides either.
That they wear over their normal glasses.
Right.
I am your soul brother like no other. Pizza with bean sprouts. It's the Weight Watchers pizza.
I was gonna say they actually referenced that earlier in the movie, the bean sprout and cheese pizza.
Just direct your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza. It's you.
Oh my god.
Oh no. That was from Death Spa. That was the Death Spa one. Oh no.
We need to find a third terribly emotive statement so that
we all just look alike. Yeah. Oh my god.
The Master. Smoke a little herb.
Sip a little wine.
Get down tonight. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. Soul Brother. Every stereotype imaginable is here.
I do appreciate the fact that, because usually in a movie when you see people gambling, they all know exactly what's going on and everybody's in on it. I like the fact that there's a group of, lowlifes hanging out gambling and none of them actually know how to play craps.
Mm-hmm. They're reading like a book.
Right, exactly. They're consulting the craps book on how you play craps.
She looks like Sarah Palin here.
I really like this jacket.
Sorry, miss. I didn't mean to scare you that bad. I'm just the comic relief in this scene. He's awesome. He should have been in the movie more. Mm-hmm. I don't know who this guy is, but he's hilarious. He's really charismatic and funny.
Looking him up?
I'm looking him up. I'm looking up to see if he... I know like Ernie Reyes is in this, but I don't think that's Ernie Reyes.
Actor's name is Glen Eden.
Glen Eden. Director your pizza.
And he's done almost nothing. He was only in 7 films.
What the hell?
3 of them were shorts. Yeah, he was in this, in Penitentiary 3, and Trained to Kill.
What?
And that's all.
God. Glen Eden? I'm surprised because he's I don't get it.
Yeah, he's great in this.
He's great in it. He's hilarious. Glen Eden, if you're out there and you want to do a commentary, you want to watch this movie with us and do a commentary,
we would love to hear your thoughts on it.
Send us an email.
You're awesome.
Or a message on YouTube or something.
If you're looking for a little bit of work, you can launch a show on Permanently Geek.
Yeah. If there's anybody from the Last Dragon universe, from the Last Dragon lexicon, William H. Macy, if you're listening, and I know you are, contact us. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to put you on a commentary and talk. Whoever is out there from the Last Dragon universe who would love to talk about the Last Dragon. They're literally tied up. That's hilarious. They're tied up like, look at how crazy he is now. He's gone full-blown Dr. Wily. Right up to having like a control thing because he looks.
Oh yeah. That's that awesome like control center that you were wanting to have.
Yeah.
It's perfect mad scientist.
Perfect mad. He probably shoots lasers and Mega Man can stop him.
And with the platform that lowers out of the ceiling, it's total like Frankenstein style.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Picture in picture. Nice.
Yeah. This is high tech. 1986 or whenever this film came out. I think it was 86. I feel like this was 85 or 86.
1985.
85, that's right. It is 1 hour and 49 minutes. That's crazy. Way too long.
And how much longer do we have?
We have about 4 hours left.
Oh, okay, perfect.
No, we've got like a half hour though, because this movie is long. Are you fading over there on us?
No, I was just wondering what the in terms of pacing. I can tell we're in the slower part of the film.
We are in the slow part of the movie. It will pick up in the last like 20 minutes. Is pretty awesome. He just has to figure out who the master is. He's the master.
If you hadn't picked that up, he's the master.
If you haven't been paying attention to Vanity the entire time as she's been calling them the master. Right on, here we go. They're playing hopscotch. I don't understand.
That's how you play craps.
Well, like, why is this scene in the movie? Cut the scene.
Yeah, I don't... The whole thing of them not knowing how to play craps is funny, but him misteaching them that you play it like hopscotch is
dumb.
Yeah.
The entire thing about, like, finding the master and, like, the master's just, like, a computer, if I'm not mistaken.
Spoilers.
I know. Well, y'all should have listened to me, and I'm sorry for saying y'all, like, 3 times.
Y'all.
I'm sorry, y'all.
In case you weren't aware, the song "Sexy and I Know It" has a lyric referencing this film, which is like Bruce Leroy, I got the glow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
wow.
that. Yep. It's amazing.
I have so much more respect for that song now.
Oh, the word reefer is gone and the door color is changed from red to green.
Yes, they cleaned it up a little bit.
Maybe they
kicked him out a different door.
It might be. They lied to me, and I'm gonna break and enter.
What?
There is no master. Man, he just resorts to violence.
Yeah,
he's like when like sho'nuff is like, fight me. He's like, no, I'm not gonna fight you. But like when he gets mad, he's like, I'll fight any fucking asshole who steps.
Shove him up against the wall, beat him up.
I'm not really sure why he didn't resort to violence earlier. Like, no, seriously, I'm stronger than you. Show me the master.
Yeah, this is the master. It's a computer machine. That only makes fortunes, apparently. What'd you say?
Oh, I was gonna say, what was the fortune on that? He who is colorblind must follow a horse of a different color.
Yeah. That's a cool fake set. It looks like it's on a boat. I think it is on a boat.
I believe that's what it's supposed to be. Yes.
Yeah. But it's like very clearly fake. Looks like that guy's mustache is fake too. There is no some dumb guy. He is a computer. I know. The entire movie subplot is bullshit. I win. I'm the master.
Subplot. I think it's the main plot, right?
It was the first one introduced.
It was the first plot introduced. It's one of like 3 plots.
Yeah, there really are 3 threads that have equal weight, and that's the problem. Is there isn't a primary plot.
And that's because the script was really long, and they were cutting. They were cutting entire like 20-page chunks out of the script as they were shooting, and I think the movie is a collective works of all the scenes they shot, just sort of put together to create a semblance of a story. But what you have is essentially 3 movies. You have an A and a B and a C plot, none of which necessarily interact all that well together. She tells him it's a belt buckle.
Yeah, there it is.
She tells him
that was foreshadowing, folks.
Yeah.
It's a belt buckle.
That was clever. I don't really know how it's a belt buckle, but whatever. That's a little belt buckle is also sort of a weirdly Karate Kid reference because they don't have belts. Mr. Miyagi doesn't give out belts.
Which is actually traditional. The whole idea behind the color of belts, at least from what one of my teachers told me once, was that the belt was the one part of the uniform that you didn't wash. And so the more time you spent as a practitioner of the martial art, the dingier your belt would become. So black belt was the sign of someone that had been studying so long that their belt was just filthy.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's a really unsanitary custom.
It is, but kind of cool.
Yeah,
cool
it's
idea.
cool. It's cool. Yes. You're going to get to fight. You're going to get to be in some of the movie. That's good. It also reminded me that fortune cookies are not.
Oh,
nope,
damn.
Doesn't get to fight.
Yeah. That fortune cookies are like an American thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're just designed to like have something at the end that incentivized people to enjoy their experience eating Chinese food.
I'm just going to point out he could have just told him no.
He could have said
come
no.
with me.
Well, but then the guy might have come anyway. Might have been like, I'm gonna come anyway. That sounds dirty.
I was gonna say that's a different kind of movie right there.
I'm gonna come whether you want me to. I'm gonna come all over the place. Wait.
But if you think earlier, that would line up with that character, with his nature, because he did go after sho'nuff. He was the one that, in the teaching scene, was the hothead. So
yeah.
Is there evil motive still? If they kidnap her enough times, she'll endorse.
Yes.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
At this point, there's literally no real coherency to the story.
Yeah, I think the motivation has pretty much gone.
Yes.
He hops out. He's so awesome.
He kicks it open.
He hops back into frame and then runs off again. He's fantastic.
He's got such good energy.
Yeah,
and
great
those
physical
two in the final
performance.
fight scene are fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Or not the final fight scene, but the big one that's coming up here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting upon the road warrior characters that are all the Suicide Squad. I don't know
the ensemble cast of comical villains.
Comical villains. I don't know what you would call them. Did he pre-film this, or is he shooting it live right now? Because if he pre-filmed it, that's even better. I shot this a day ago. All in preparation for you. Welcome to my little party in your honor, Leroy. The guest list has been compiled.
God,
oh my
I love these
God,
characters.
they're insane.
So good.
Wait, what?
Donald Trump?
Donald Trump?
How'd he get in there?
Well, he is insane. This looks like Mortal Kombat. They should make a Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon arcade video game.
Yes.
Get
Well,
to, play as all
wasn't
those
this movie actually inspiration on some level to the creators of Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure this served some sense of inspiration.
Well, especially towards the end with
yes,
not to spoil anything, but the glow.
The glow itself, and
you will see.
Yeah, you'll see some very specific powers that I haven't really seen in much kung fu movies, like the ability to sort of have glow and shoot light and stuff like that. That seems very much that is really specific to this film.
So he's cheering for.
He knocked all these guys out immediately.
Why is the bad guy cheering for him?
Because the bad guy is insane at this point.
Okay.
And he still thinks that his guys are gonna win, and doesn't, And
he is delusional.
Okay.
And this is only phase 1 of the bad guy's diabolical plan to, for some reason, beat the shit out of Bruce Leroy just for spite.
Yeah. He showed up anyway because that's how awesome this character is, and he immediately jumps in a guy's head. He probably was the martial arts coordinator or something. I think this is the scene that Ernie Reyes Jr. is probably in. He's one of the... Yeah, he's that kid down there. Ernie Reyes Jr., for you folks who don't know, Ernie Reyes Jr. appeared in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze. He was the pizza guy. He also is, I believe, Donatello. He plays Donatello.
Yeah.
All the martial arts scenes, at least. Yeah. I'm good at martial arts now. Yeah, Ernie Reyes Jr. He's awesome. He's about to kick some ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's so good in this.
There it is. Young Buck. As opposed to Uncle Buck.
Yes.
Entirely different kind of.
Nice. Teamwork.
I told you, those two are great in this fight sequence.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like they were teacher and student or something like that. It's probably the stunt choreographer. Why isn't that GIF? That should be GIF.
That absolutely should be.
Because you haven't done it yet.
Actually, I'm going to go on Giphy and see if there's any GIFs. There should be GIFs for this. There's probably sho'nuff ones. Kiss My Converse is probably a GIF. I bet there's a Kiss My Converse GIF. There's a few. Not too many, though. The hands, the glowing hands.
Okay.
Bam.
Surprisingly, Kiss My Converse is not there.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Yeah, so this is just, and the bad guy has still not gotten completely crazy. Oh, I love that he breakdances.
Breakdances out of his bonds.
Yeah, I like the wind-up hit that he just did.
Haha.
That's right, I'm the bad guy. Who's Santa Claus?
That guy.
Santa Punk.
Seriously, look at him. Look at that character.
I believe in the bonus features they actually referred to him as like cyberpunk Santa or something.
They're amazing. They are amazing. Look at that. They just pantsed him.
They just pantsed him. Pants off, dance off. That's where the title came from. Ooh, we saw a lot more of cyberpunk Santa than we probably wanted to see.
I will choose not to rewind and play that frame by frame.
No, because I'm pretty sure we saw a little bit of ball sack.
My brain is sort of doing that involuntarily right now.
Yeah.
Gift that.
I like that he's breakdown. That's amazing. Henry Reyes Jr.
Yes.
Kid's so good.
Yeah. I gotta go help the guys. That's what he says in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Secret of the Ooze. We should do commentaries on those at some point. Those are fun.
Oh yeah, I love those movies.
Ninja Turtles movies are fantastic.
Vanilla Ice's finest moment, except for Cool as Ice.
Cool as Ice. We will also.
Oh yeah, that has to happen.
I cannot wait.
Cool as Ice.
You better drop that zero and get with the hero.
I wish I knew Vanilla Ice because I'd have him come on the commentary, watch the movie with us.
You could ask him to do some landscaping work for you.
Yeah.
He sometimes hangs out in the area.
Yeah, for folks out there, if you're a fan of Vanilla Ice, or even if you're not a fan of Vanilla Ice, I don't care. Watch Vanilla Ice Goes Amish. It's a fun little reality show about Vanilla Ice in Amish country, which was shot in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
About 40 minutes away from us.
Yep. It's a good series. So now we're approaching the finale of the film. The story has essentially completely unraveled and is now just damsel in distress, and that's it.
Which, there's nothing left as far as him wanting her to put the song on the air.
No.
It's just like weird, insane revenge. Like,
yeah.
He's holding her hostage, but only to lure Bruce Leroy into his trap.
Yeah.
Like, he's not trying to get anything in exchange for holding him hostage. She's just bait at this point.
Yeah. I don't understand it at all. Like, what is his plan? I don't understand what his plan is. This is a little like, I imagine that the filmmaker probably drew inspiration. This reminds me a lot of The Dark Knight Rises. Luring Batman down to the underground lair of Bane for the big fight. Not too dissimilar here from what we're seeing. Almost exactly the same, really, I'd say. Almost shot for shot.
Yes.
There's probably people who are listening right now and they're like, is that guy serious? Because he's on crack. Because there's nothing like it.
There's just absolutely nothing like that. I don't see the resemblance at all.
The lighting kind of reminds me of it. That's I think what does it. Is the lighting is that dim sort of smoky lighting that plagues a lot of 80s films, but is recaptured.
Oh my God, is Richie dead?
Well, in reality, sadly. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Sadly, he is not alive anymore, which is very sad. It's a bummer.
It is.
Of course I'm all right.
I
just got tossed on a pile of trash.
He will live on in this miraculous, amazing, fantastic, beautiful movie.
Forever. Just lock him in a cage.
He keeps locking people up.
Yeah, he's got this thing about locking people in cages.
You'll be safe.
So they don't
Look,
help
guys,
him.
I don't want you to help me. Even though the last time I locked somebody up, it was really beneficial that you guys came and helped me. Because otherwise I would have been fucked. Because the guy was beating me with a chain. This is actually his probably worst outfit in the movie. Which is a shame. But I bet it was probably streamlined so that they could have a better fight.
So they could actually fight in it, like have a serious choreographed fight.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in his video for Dangerous, Busta Rhymes actually dressed up as sho'nuff.
Yes, he did. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. The hairstyle especially should be
Yeah.
memorable.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Whenever anybody says Busta Rhymes, I immediately hear that and see that scene. Busta Rhymes, the best thing about Halloween, I think Resurrection is the one he's in. I don't know. He's the best thing about the movie, though. The best part in Halloween Resurrection is when Busta Rhymes yells at Michael Myers. That scene's fucking hilarious. Because he's wearing like a Halloween mask. Like he's wearing like the Michael Myers mask, and like Michael Myers is stalking him, and then he just like turns around and like berates Michael Myers for like 2 minutes. It's a pretty funny scene. That movie's terrible, though. It had Katie Sackhoff in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That was before Katie Sackhoff was Katie Sackhoff,
Yeah.
Starr, Battlestar Galactica, and, you know, cult legend, so to speak. All right, Bruce Leroy, you got this.
He don't got
And
it.
that guy is tough.
Oh,
That guy's
man.
like tall as hell. He's probably like my height. He's probably like 6'5". Sho'nuff. Look at him.
He's like hulked out there.
What a gift this whole movie.
Whole thing, start to finish.
You can watch
Gif
the
it
entire
all.
film
Yep.
in GIFs.
In gifts. You can run, but you can't hide. Sho'nuff find you. This actually, the very first time I saw this movie, I only saw the finale. And I remember thinking it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Bam!
That was awesome. I love when they put all that like talcum powder on people just to
Mm-hmm.
really show the impact. And
Now this was a
And he's
movie
dead.
because
That's
the first time I saw it was about a month ago when we watched it.
Mhm.
This was a movie that I'm angry that I didn't have friends that told me when I was like 15, dude, you got to watch this movie. Like
He's gone.
yeah,
this is one of those movies that I like. I don't know why people didn't tell me about it because it's awesome.
it's amazing. Yeah, I felt like bad that when we've known each other for a very long time and I've never shown you this movie. I've known you since you were about like 17.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
How
Why didn't you show me this when I was
dare you?
17,
What did
Randy?
I failed you. I'm sorry. Sorry, Michael. I failed you.
Ooh, the glow.
That's not the glow.
Not
That's
the
not.
glow.
That's not.
It's
the
a glow.
That is a glow.
That is it's the
Evil
anti-glow. Yeah.
It's like the Darth Vader. You know.
So up to now, there's been no sign of anything supernatural whatsoever in this film, and all of a sudden at the end, we've got this.
Which is the best thing about the movie,
Right.
hands down. That and how short her dress is.
Yeah, it just becomes more and more revealing every time we see her.
Yeah. But like this is awesome, and I wish this was the whole movie. Was like mystical, sort of magic-y stuff.
And this specifically is why I feel like this is like the same universe as Big Trouble in Little China, just on the opposite side
This
of
is just
the country.
Yeah, this is just happening somewhere else.
And-
oh, I love his eyes, like the crazy eyes. Oh, that's amazing. He gives such a good performance in this movie. He reminds me of like if you look up like old Nightmare on Elm Street posters, all the posters always have like Freddy has like one big eye, like one really like exaggerated eye, and then one sort of like squinted eye, and that's kind of what he seems to be capturing here is that poster.
I also love that our now completely insane villain, the mad scientist promoter, whatever the hell he is now, doesn't think that the red glow and all of that is at all unusual.
No.
He just thinks it's a great show.
Yeah, he's just sort of like, yeah, this is good. This is perfect.
Entirely normal. Entirely normal.
Yeah, this is just normal life. That man has a glow. No big deal. No big deal.
No biggie.
NBD. Yeah, if you see here that in the
Oh yeah, I absolutely see what you mean.
Uh-huh.
Here it is, the revelation.
The
that
moment of realization.
He's the master. Who's the master?
He shoved his face in the pond sieve.
Can't hear you. Who's
He sees the memories.
Bam.
How many hours did it take him to get that shot?
Like 11D.
2?
11 hours.
It's like they couldn't find an actual old Chinese guy, and so they just like hired a guy and like gave him fake mustache and they put like stuff around his eyes to make him look old, but he's not really very old. He's the master. Oh, I love this scene. And when he glows,
there's
oh
the
my
glow.
god! And there's that like
Yeah,
kind
that
of,
black outline.
that black like rotoscoping sort of outline on him.
Yeah,
I love the look of it. It doesn't look good, but I love it because it's so 80s.
Mm-hmm. It's especially because in the shot the focus was actually on sho'nuff, like so he's out of focus, and they were trying to hard outline the glow around what's in the foreground and not sharp.
Yeah. Oh, this is so cool. Now we get some of the. I mean, like you can't beat this fight scene because it's just amazing. Like there's sparks flying off of him. Like this is just brilliant. If anybody knows any other movies that do this, I would love to see them. So please be sure to point them out. I've never seen. I mean, there's a lot of movies from like the 70s that have sort of like Japanese or Chinese sort of mysticism to it. Characters flying around and doing crazy jumps and stuff. But the sparks and stuff here are just really. They're just cool. I don't know. There's something cool about it. This movie does a lot wrong, but it also does a lot right, and I think that's the beauty of it.
Really, if it were cut down by about 20 minutes, and there somehow the plot line with Arcadian was trimmed and made slightly less nonsensical.
Like have him be the leader of sho'nuff's gang, or like he's part of sho'nuff's gang,
or
rather
like
than
he,
like
he bankrolls them or something
Ha-ha.
like that. Like they're his, because he already is using them kind of as hired goons.
Yeah. He's kind of doing the eye thing too. The director must have been really into that eye thing, because he's got the squint and crazy eye. Here it comes. Oh, this was my favorite part, though. I mean, this is an awesome scene. I remember thinking, can you really do this? Is this possible?
Yes.
When I'm like 5 years old and I see this movie, I'm
just like the Arrow, he actually did the stunt.
They shot him 15 times before.
They shot the scene first, and they went through about 40 actors until they got an actor who could catch a bullet.
This was the very first scene they shot in the film. So the one that survived became
got the role.
I love
Bruce
this.
Leroy. It was a pretty rough casting process, but
he has the glow.
Bam.
he's got the glow.
He's got the glow. The music that plays here is actually really fun. I'll see if I can. I love the music there. It's fun. For all you folks. He's like still trying to negotiate. How do they explain this to the cops? They're like, okay, so this guy, he has gone insane. He kidnapped me. He still thinks he's going to be fine. And he hired a guy who has magic abilities.
Okay, these people just show up and they're scolding her for being late.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, she has a show to do.
Exactly. And the show must go on.
The show
Like, they
must
showed up
go on.
with the police. It's not like she was just here, dicking around.
Mr.
Right.
Nuff.
So they obviously know that she was abducted, and yet
Right.
they're scolding her for being
Right.
late.
Like, save it, Arcadian. We know you've been the bad guy since the beginning. We're just really incompetent police officers. We were basically waiting for the end of the movie to arrest you. We've been following sho'nuff for weeks. It's really easy to follow him.
He announces
Have you
his
noticed?
name.
Yeah.
Whenever he goes in a room, there's like 17 people that say who he is.
Yeah. They're all in heaven because they died.
That's why they're wearing
Oh,
white.
plot twist.
A little bit of a dark plot twist considering why we decided to watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vanity, rest in peace. You're amazing. You were amazing in this movie. I can't say you're the heart of the picture because I think the heart of the picture belongs to Bruce Leroy's brother.
Mm-hmm.
The heart of the kid humor.
Moves.
They're probably the blandest characters, really, both Bruce Leroy and her. Just by default. You're an idiot. No, the movie ends with them just laughing at him. He's my brother. That dude's a master.
Boom.
That kid's so pimp.
Bam.
I love it. He's the best.
And the dude's just like, all right, I guess he's cool.
He's cool, yeah.
Here
You're
we
right.
go.
And we end on a freeze frame of Vanity.
Yep.
Executive producer Berry Gordy. Comes running towards. They're in love now.
What? Don't throw those.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you brought her
married.
flowers. Throw them in the air as soon as she's running towards you.
You gotta get married
that's
and
how
have
you do it.
the babies. I give this relationship 4 months.
Right?
Yeah, I don't really see it going the distance. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I don't. This is not an Adrian Rocky relationship here.
Nah,
This
she's
is,
she's a showbiz girl. He's
she's gonna
dedicated
find
to the
out.
study of martial arts.
She's
and
gonna find out very quickly they have absolutely nothing in common.
He's always gonna be more into Bruce Lee than he is into her.
Yeah. She's gonna meet the next. She's gonna run into somebody else and just be like, that guy's cooler than you. Up there, traveling off into the heavens together.
Oh.
A united couple forever. Special visual effects. You guys did a great job.
You're the ones that did all the drawing of the crazy color effects. Well done.
Yeah, you guys did a good job. Rupert Hitzik. That name sounds familiar. I think I looked this up last time I watched it. And the guy's like,
So that hazy
oh yeah, he's
look,
the producer and director of Jaws 3D.
that hazy look that you get in films of this era.
Yeah.
Is that just because everyone was smoking on set, or do they actually are they running smoke machines?
My guess is some films. I'm pretty sure it's just cigarette smoke. It's just everybody on set is smoking. It's a low budget production. People are just smoking indoors, and just the smoke kind of just lingers. I think I don't really totally know the answer because I see it in so many movies, and that's always been kind of my go-to explanation is, it's probably just because people are smoking, but I don't know.
A movie like this, it seems more intentional.
Yeah, here it seemed intentional. It seemed like they were piping in. Sometimes it's stock, like the stock shoots soft, so you get a hazy. Like a lot of '80s films, like when they clean them up, they just still look hazy.
Gotcha.
And that's they're using 16 millimeter film or whatever, cheap film stock. Keep costs low. With this one, I would say they're probably just pumping. They're just pumping fog into the scene. But I remember there's I can't remember the name of the movie where I really first noticed that. What the hell is the name? Chud. That's what it is. Which is a stupid movie. But in Chud, I remember there's like a police station scene, and you can just tell it's cigarette smoke. You can just see it. You can just tell everybody here smoked cigarettes, and then they shot the scene. Everybody's sitting there smoking.
Yeah, that's one interesting thing about photographs from indoor sporting events back in like the 70s and such too.
Mm-hmm.
There was always just this haze in the air, like basketball games. Imagine athletes trying to do athletic things with just that much smoke hovering in the air all the time.
It's got to be awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's really kind of like I never really thought of like the effects of cigarette smoke on
athletic
performance.
Yeah. It had to be a thing.
Had to be a problem.
Had to be a thing.
Yeah, particularly I would say with this is weird too, but yeah, particularly with basketball. Mm-hmm. This is really weird too in that this film the two primary stars just have one name, not two.
Timac
and Vanity.
Yeah.
Timac and Vanity. That sounds like a soft rock. Crunch, played by Kirk Taylor.
Are those
Ooh, W.H. Macy.
Cyclone
Who's
Crunch?
the master? Thomas Ikeda.
Yeah.
That's who the master is.
That's who the master is. Headline Killer, Cujo, Mr. Z.
Headline Killer, incidentally, the person who plays Headline Killer plays Cropsy in The Burning, which I highly recommend checking out. I just happened to see a picture of that when I was scanning through, and I was like, oh, he played Cropsy. That's cool. 1985, TriStar Pictures before Sony bought them.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
This is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
If
I
it were
did.
20, 30 minutes shorter, it would be even better. But, you know, I'll forgive it because it's a fun movie. And,
We'll
and
take it.
It's goofy and it's ridiculous. And, you know, maybe next time I watch it, I'll just skip some of the crappy scenes. I'll just skip through the scenes I don't like very much.
And that's the thing is, like, there are a decent number of things in it that you can point to and be like, well, that's kind of meh, and that scene could be cut. But there are a lot of really unique elements to this film as well. You know,
Absolutely.
what we've spoken about a few times throughout this, the racial aspect and how it treated that in a really kind of interesting and I'd say even innovative way of like rotating the Asian, white, and black races, like giving them a nice like you know, 90-degree rotation. Well, I guess it would be 120-degree rotation if I do the math there. So that they're each throwing racial insults at the wrong race. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It has a lot of camp value. It's flawed, but also sort of perfect in its own way. I absolutely love it. I just think it's so much fun. Yeah, so that concludes today's episode of Watch With Us.
Thanks for watching with us.
Yeah, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed and had a good time.
I know we did.
Oh, yeah. We've got some superhero movies coming up in March to celebrate the coming storm that is Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be doing some superhero commentaries. Probably, I think we're going to do in Superman 4 and Batman and Robin, which Batman and Robin we recorded like a year ago. But
It'll be interesting revisiting that.
Yeah,
and,
it's a good commentary.
Yeah.
So be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're Permanently Geek. Follow us on Twitter. My name is Randy. You can follow me on Twitter at RL Schaefer Writes. You can also find me at rlschaefer.com and permanentlygeek.com. Michael, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at MichaelMCFMusic, or you can find me on the web at www.michaelmcfarr.land.
Perfect. Dana, where can people find you?
I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram, both on Daily Dana.
Perfect. All right, folks. So we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you. Well, we won't see you, but you will hear us on the next Permanently Geek. Watch With Us. Take care.
Thanks for stopping by.
You are the last dragon.